Can you become an intuitive eater if you still want to lose weight? Intuitive eating is a set of 10 principles which sets out a framework of how to heal your relationship with food and your body. But the first principle of intuitive eating is to reject the diet mentality, which the creators also describe as letting go of the pursuit of intentional weight loss. It's often considered basically an overarching principle of the whole method. But what if you cannot do that? What if that feels absolutely impossible? It's all very well being told, if you want to heal your relationship with food, let go of the idea of intentional weight loss. That might even cognitively make sense, but it might not feel possible. It could be that your desire for weight loss isn't necessarily rooted in diet culture. It could be that you've been told you need to lose weight in order to have a medical procedure, or that you feel that certain things in your life have become inaccessible to you because of your weight. So that desire for weight loss is urgent and it is non-negotiable. You may also feel left out of the conversation when you're seeing practitioners in straight-sized bodies saying, hey, you just need to accept your body, just let go of this idea of weight loss. I did, and it worked for me. Well, I am going to talk about me a second. In my own recovery, I did not see a recovery where it was not about weight loss. Like, that genuinely didn't even enter my mind as a possibility. I never heard that concept anywhere. So for me, weight loss was recovery, because that felt like the biggest problem, even though I knew I had a massive problem with food and the way I was eating, which was very compulsive and very out of control. Now, I was reading everything I could about how to recover from binging, but the problem was all the tools that I was reading about, I was trying to apply them in order to lose weight, not in order to recover. But I didn't know that, because I thought weight loss was recovery. Then the question you're left with is, can I even recover then if I still want to lose weight? There are 10 principles to intuitive eating, but there's normally only a handful of them that get any airtime. The one about reject diet mentality, a lot of people know about that one. The one about honoring your hunger and feeling your fullness, people know that one. And then the 2 principles about giving yourself permission and making peace with food and getting rid of the food rules. That's just half of intuitive eating. The other half is finding out what foods actually satisfy you. You can experiment with this principle even if you have a lot of noise about weight loss. And one of my particular favorites, which is about managing your emotions with kindness. You might think, well, how is that going to help me with food? But the thing that makes our emotions so hard to deal with is quite often how much self-judgment there is around the situation or around the fact that we are feeling what we're feeling. When we are kinder to ourselves about our emotions, we feel safer to feel them. We don't resist them, we don't judge them in the same way, and then they tend to move through much quicker. It genuinely is life transforming, but you have to experience it to really understand that. We also have respect your body. And I do a podcast, Life After Diets, with Stephanie Michelle, and this was where she had to start. She had to do body image work first before she could do anything else that looked akin to intuitive eating. Because when you have such a poor relationship with your body, trying to do these other things around food just might feel impossible, or you feel like you don't care because you have such difficult feelings about your body. It's hard to want to take care of it because you're angry with your body. Joyful movement is another one. Finding ways to move your body that you like, you can absolutely practice that principle even if you still want to lose weight. And gentle nutrition. Now this one you'd have to be much more careful with, because if you are so in that weight loss mind space, then if you try to do gentle nutrition, you're probably going to end up trying to put together some kind of restrictive food plan. The lesser talked about intuitive eating principles can be such game changers when it comes to the ones that are more food focused. There tends to be 2 ways of trying to approach intuitive eating. Someone will hear about it and go, that's great. They'll glance at the principles and they'll go, I'm just going to try and do that. I'm just going to try and listen to my body and eat what I think I need. I'm going to try and wait until I'm hungry and then stop when I'm full. One of the biggest mistakes for anybody with a chaotic relationship with food is to wait until hunger hits. Best practice shows us over and over again, if you get out ahead of hunger, that can be very regulating and calming for the part of your brain that freaks out around food. So when people sometimes say to me, I tried intuitive eating and it didn't work, I sometimes ask, well, how did you apply it? And I don't know, I just tried to do the principles. It often needs to be broken down to just focus on one principle. And if at the moment the idea of rejecting diet mentality or the idea of not pursuing intentional weight loss is too high, I don't think it means the others are inaccessible. There are some you have to be careful with if your desire for weight loss is high, and that would be gentle nutrition and possibly the honor your hunger and feel your fullness, because they can be misappropriated in a way that isn't going to help you regulate your eating. I also see people feeling guilty or feeling like they're doing something wrong because they're in this recovery space, but they still want to lose weight because they keep hearing this message that you need to stop wanting that. And I think when you feel like you're getting that wrong, there's a risk of going, okay, no, I don't want the weight loss. I don't want the weight loss. Trying to convince yourself you don't, but really you're just suppressing it down. So it's still there and it's still affecting your actions. I think it is much more helpful to go, yes, it's here and it's loud, and I need to be very aware of how this desire is affecting my behavior around food. Let's not judge it for whatever reason. Like, even if you're already in a straight size body and you cannot let go of this idea of weight loss, let's not judge it. It's there for a reason, and it's tied into this sense of fear and this belief that you'll be safer and life will be okay if you can just get your body to the weight you think it needs to be at. It's also an opportunity to practice the principle of being kind to your emotions. You have certain feelings about your weight. Can you just be kind to yourself about it? Find a little bit of compassion to go, okay, this has been so conditioned into me, or I've been through all these painful experiences because of how my body has changed. So of course, this is as high as it is. Stop trying to do all 10 principles of intuitive eating all at the same time. I get it, you're impatient. I'm the same. I'm the kind of person who wants to read the whole method and then just apply it all at once. I don't want to do it one thing at a time, but as they say, more haste equals less speed. The recovery has been a practice in managing my impatience. It's not that I've suddenly become this patient person, but I recognize my impatience and how it can work against me. Excuse the jingling. My kitty cat is now playing with her toys. She picks the best moments. I just had to take it off her because it was too loud, so she's not very happy with me. Anyway, I do want to let you know that for the second time I'm running my intuitive eating blueprint course, which I describe as a rebel-friendly guide to figure out how to actually apply intuitive eating, because there's going to be resistance. And I think where the book misses a piece of this when you're trying to be an intuitive eater is understanding that resistance that comes up. So the course is different because in 3 weeks we will cover all 10 principles, but then we spend 3 weeks committed to figuring out how and if to apply them in your life. I think we can adapt the intuitive eating principles to make them work for us. Yes, an intuitive eating purist is going to say, you have to give up this idea that you're ever going to lose weight or that you're ever going to pursue weight loss. And I do think that's the ideal, but I also think we don't live in an ideal world. So I think we don't need to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I still think there is so much value in intuitive eating. I'm sorry, this cat. For people. Anyway, if you are interested in signing up to my course, I'm going to pop a link below. It starts in a couple of weeks, but if you're watching this in the future, check the link anyway, because I will be running the course again, I'm sure. As always, let me know what you think. I'm quite willing for you to push against and disagree with anything I say, because I'm not trying to sit here saying I know all the answers for you. I'm just trying to open up a conversation and other possible ways of thinking about this so that you can find just a sense of peace and calmness and balance with food and your life, really. Also, just want to let you know that last week I set up a brand new YouTube channel called The Conscious Growth Therapist, where I talk about themes beyond food. So if you're interested in that, come join me over there. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.